Today we are going to begin. I think I'm going to go ahead and have you begin on your back. So I'll kind of lead you through a few minutes of a little bit of discussion and meditation, but let's go ahead and get set up on the back, and that way we can get into our first pose. So to begin, I'm going to have you lay down all the way. And we're going to bring the feet together and set up in a supine bound angle. So we're going to be opening the hips today and moving into a flow that allows us to go into triangle pose. So it's always nice to begin with a passive hip opener and just allow that process to start nice and slow. So the feet can come together up near the groin. They can be a little bit of a wider diamond, or if it's more comfortable for you and feels like a better stretch, then you can take the feet and bring them a little bit more forward. So it can be a wide or a narrow diamond. So just begin that process of setting up and relaxing down. And this week's practices, I think Rod was in any of the earlier ones. Vicki, I know, came to a restorative, and I've been basing my theme this week on developing an inner smile. And what that really means is we all know what a physical smile is on the face, but the amount of good feeling and the amount of benefit that you can get from that smile, obviously when it reflects back and forth between other people, is very noticeable. But what we often don't do is take that feeling, that sort of just good, happy, little bit of joyful feeling, and internalize that. So there are several meditations called the Inner Smile Meditation. And I thought I would take us through that just to begin and see if we can bring a little joy into our body, mind, and soul while there's so much heaviness in the world. And I don't want to discount that, but sometimes we need to use our yoga to elevate our own peace of mind and not sort of get stuck in a lot of the darkness, which obviously exists. And today being the anniversary of 9/11, it's very easy to allow those feelings to become even more intense. And again, not to discount that in any way, but this is a nice way to counter that tendency and start to lift yourself up. There's an article that I read about the inner smile where a meditation teacher named Amy Colvin wrote this. Have you ever noticed the effect of a smile? When we smile, joy and well-being radiate from our eyes and connects us with others, regardless of spoken language. When we extend love and kindness, which can be as simple as smiling, we not only help others feel loved and cared for, we feel a sense of inner peace and contentment as well. Smiling is a universal language that extends compassion to others without the need or use of words. It offers positive energy and speaks directly to the hearts of others. When we radiate a genuine smile, it opens our heart chakra and stimulates warmth deep within us. When done consciously, smiling can literally be healing. So with that little bit of an entree, I'd like you, if the eyes are open, go ahead and allow the eyes to close or bring the gaze down the nose. If you're lying down, it's usually easier just to close the eyes. And first begin to just listen to your breath as we move into this meditation. Just get a sense of the breath moving in and out and a sense of the rhythm of your own life force. Maybe notice even the beating of your own heart as you arrive in your own space on the mat. And then bring your awareness to the face and see if you can smooth out the muscles of the face, smooth the skin of the face. We all have a few lines and maybe a few wrinkles, and so without any judgment, see if you can just allow all the lines of the face to melt into one smooth surface. Now bring your awareness into the areas on either side of the lips and use just the tiniest, subtlest of movements to create a smile on your lips. Just pulling the corners of the lips up. Might even be more like a Mona Lisa smile, just a very soft, subtle smile, and see what a difference you automatically feel in your demeanor. When you place that smile on your face, it telegraphs to the mind and to the brain that you're in a place of safety and happiness. And that allows the entire parasympathetic nervous system to calm and relax. And now draw that feeling, that awareness of that smile on your face. See if you can bring it down a little bit lower into the neck and the jaw. And maybe let it drape down into the shoulders, the collarbones, and feel that smile broaden as it goes from one side of the shoulders to the other. You may start to feel even a little tingle or a little sensation inside your heart space as that smile begins to draw down into the upper body and wrap around your heart. Breathe into this heart space. Notice that warm and loving feeling as it wraps around you. And we'll just sit for about 10 breaths in this meditative space with this smile of loving kindness, and let it really sink into your spirit and soul. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Then you can begin to slightly open the eyes. Allow the light to come back into your space of awareness. Try to keep that smile on your lips. Draw the knees up to center. Let's heel toe the feet out to the sides of the mat. You probably will even bring them off the sides of the mat, but at least to the edges of the sides, and then allow the knees and the inner thighs to drop inward toward each other. So we did a lot of, took a few minutes there and let those hips externally rotate. We're going to rotate them inward now. So you'll feel that counter stretch to that hip joint and ball and socket. Just let the heaviness of the legs fall inward. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can create a tiny pelvic tilt, pressing down through the lower back, and press the inner thighs a little bit more inward toward each other. Take a nice deep breath in. Release it out. Let the knees separate, bring the knees back up, but keep the feet on either side of the mat. And we're going to drop both knees over to the left. So there should be a nice space in between the left foot and the right knee. Just allow that right leg to fall heavily down toward the mat. You're going to feel that stretch now along the top of the quadriceps, probably on the right side. This is that hip flexor, that large muscle that connects the quadriceps, comes in and behind the hips and wraps around to the small of the back. Breathe and relax. Just let those legs fall heavy. Draw the knees up to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side, allowing the knees to fall over to the right. And as we go through our practice today, I'm going to offer an affirmation for you to consider and repeat to yourself if you like. As I breathe in, I calm body and mind. As I breathe out, I smile. As I breathe in, I calm body and mind. As I breathe out, I smile. All right, draw those knees back up to center. You can bring the feet back in so that they're hip bone distance apart. Let's hug those knees into the chest. A little nice stretch there, rock and roll on the back of the lumbar spine. And then as you're ready, you can roll to one side or the other. We're going to come up into a seated position. And we're going to come into a wide leg fold, wide leg seat rather. So we're going to let the legs come out nice and wide. Whatever definition of wide works for you. We're all different in that respect. And I'm going to actually put a little bit of a blanket underneath just the tailbone. What this does is it helps to elevate the back a little bit, takes the pressure off the tailbone, and just creates a little bit more comfortable seat for this position. Now, we're going to sit up nice and tall, draw the energy up through the back. Picture actually creating space in between the vertebrae. I often use that illustration because I think it's very powerful to be able to imagine that you're releasing tension and creating that space. So once the back is nice and straight, I'm going to take the hands down front. The fingers can just lightly touch the mat. And then we're going to fold forward. If you'd like a block to eventually bring the forearms down on, feel free to have that in place before you start moving forward. But I do want you to try to keep that hinge action in the back. So with the back starting straight, we're going to fold forward just with the hinge on, sorry about that, just with the hinge at the hips. And in doing so, you're going to feel a lot more sensation along the back of the hamstrings. So reach up, draw the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, we're going to create that hinge at the hips and draw the arms forward. Now you may only come forward a few inches. You may only come at a very slight angle. Sorry, that call messed up my screen, so I need to fix that. Excuse me. There we go. I don't know whether that blocks that for you, but for some reason, if a call comes in, I lose my Zoom screen. So, hinging forward just a little bit to start. Keep the back nice and straight. Each time you inhale, you're going to lift up through the heart. As you exhale, just determine if you can create a little bit more of a fold or that hinge action with the back. Push the shoulders down the back. So there's a tendency to want to hunch over and to round the back and see how low you can get. But we're really working on the hamstrings here. So the amount of the angle doesn't matter as much as the alignment here. Nice deep breath. You're probably going to feel that sensation all along the inner thighs, behind the knees, and all the way down the calf. So we're going to stay here for a few more breaths. Try not to go to that point where you are actually feeling discomfort in a painful way, but just feel the intensity of the stretch that's right for you. Bring that smile back to your face. As I breathe in, I calm body and mind. As I breathe out, I smile. One more breath here. Inhale and draw all the way back up. Let's take the hands right behind each of the hips. Press down into the palms, lift up and get a little counter stretch here, pressing the heart up toward the ceiling. Oh, that feels good. Now come back. All right. I think that we will, I had one more stretch, but I think we're going to go into the next part. So let's go ahead and come over and come on hands and knees, coming into tabletop hands and knees position. From our tabletop, just set up so that you have your alignment in place. Knees and hips are in a straight line. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists are stacked one upon the other. Create that box effect, and then pull up the navel toward the spine and feel the back strengthen and lengthen. Take a breath here in this neutral tabletop. And then we'll just draw a few circles with the body. You'll moving the weight of the body around from one limb to the other. Just kind of feeling the back recalibrate and balance here. Just getting a little warm up to the major joints. And then circle around the other way. Just nice slow circles. Just enjoy these first slow stretches. And then we'll come back to neutral. Drop the belly down and gaze up toward the ceiling. Widen the hips and inhale as you come into cow tilt. Exhale, press the back of the heart up toward the ceiling. Bring the chin to the chest. Exhale all the way out. Inhale deeply for cow. Exhale into your cat stretch. Inhale to cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to curl the toes and lift the knees off the mat. Just lift them momentarily and feel your core engage here. Core is helping to hold the body up and rather than placing all the weight into the limbs. Press back from here. Pressing back into Adho Mukha Shavasana, or downward facing dog. If the hamstrings still feel a little tight, you can always keep those knees soft or bent. And just pedal the feet out here a little bit. Let's warm up the ankles as well. Just walk the dog, feeling the ankles rolling all the way up into the toes. So you really activate those toe muscles and the plantar in the feet. Press up a little bit higher, tip those hips nice and high toward the ceiling. And then walk the feet forward. 1, 2, 3, tiptoeing to the top of the mat, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Always using those blocks as needed to help facilitate a landing place for that fold. As you arrive, we're going to inhale, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hinge once again from the hips, lengthen through the spine and fold. Soften the knees, press down through the feet, lift all the way up, and let's rise up to Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Get a nice stretch here top to bottom. Really activate the feet and toes even as you feel the energy coming all the way up through the fingers. Inhale deeply. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, once again, half lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Once again, pressing high up into the hips. Activating the core and pulling the navel up toward the spine. Really get used to drawing your energy from that core, that powerhouse center. Inhale, come forward, drop down to the knees, and you can press into a child's pose, or you can lower the front part of the body halfway into a half chaturanga, coming down onto the belly. If you've chosen to do that, you'll press up into a cobra. Curl the toes and press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, walk to the front of the mat, going through a really slow, gentle sun salutation here. Coming into Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees as you rise up, lifting and reaching, extending into Urdhva Hastasana. Once again, really stretch and reach as you root at the same time that you rise. Keep that smile on your face. Feel the joy in your body in practice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Step back once again, walking the feet back into downward facing dog. Externally rotate those biceps so that you feel the strength and energy coming up the sides of the arms from the pinky side of the hand. A nice deep breath here. Come forward, drop down to the knees. Decide if you want to lower down in a half chaturanga or move directly into child's pose. Always your choice. Press up into cobra if you've chosen the first. And then roll back over the toes, pressing back to downward facing dog. We'll then walk forward once again, tiptoeing up to the front. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, press all the way up, arms up and overhead. Lift and reach. Drop the arms to the sides. Lift the arms once again. This time you're going to drop only the right arm to the right side. Lift the left arm up and over the ear. Arch over to the right, creating that standing crescent, opening the left side of the body. Feeling the energy coming all the way from the left side ankle out through the left fingertips and opening up the intercostals on the ribs. Inhale both arms up and then drop the left arm to the left side. Lift the right arm up and over, reaching over the right ear, creating that standing crescent on the other side. Really use that breath to allow the lungs to expand, and you take advantage of all of that space that you're creating. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, and fold. Have your blocks in place if you typically use those for your lunges. Have those in place at the top of your mat. We're going to step back with the right foot. Left foot is forward, coming into a low runner's lunge. Lift up through the core and draw the navel up to the spine once again. Press up through the back of the right thigh. That lifts up the back part of the body and provides support. And take a look at your knee and ankle on the left foot. Make sure that those are in alignment. Breathe here. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the right. You can bring the blocks with you if you like. Walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, and you'll come into a wide leg forward fold. Feet are now parallel to the ends of the mat. Walk the hands a little bit forward. So we're not trying to fold underneath the legs right now. We're actually trying to stretch out the back and stretch the crown of the head forward and the tailbone back. Just pretend that you're seeing how long you can actually make that spine. Breathe here. And then take your left hand, place the hand or the block center. In other words, keep the hands where they were, but just bring the one hand directly underneath the head. And then take the right hand into a T off the shoulder. With all of that space now created in the spine, we're going to inhale and begin to draw the torso toward the right, lifting forward through the head and backward through the tailbone, but moving the heart widely over to the right. Right hand comes up or as near to pointing toward the ceiling as you can. Breathe here. Bring that smile back to your face. Exhale. Bring the right hand back down. We're going to transfer and bring the right hand directly underneath the head. Left hand now comes into a T off the shoulder. Inhale, create that space in the spine, and then begin your rotation toward the left, lifting the fingertips as you go. You may be very different on one side than the other. That's okay. Always move according to the sensation, not the actual shape. Exhale, bring that left hand back down. Inhale, lift up to fingertips. You may want to come back to your blocks again. And then exhale, bend the elbows back. Now we're beginning to fold a little bit deeper in between the feet. So you're just letting the elbows bend backwards and letting the head drop down. Inhale, come back up. Pivot on the left foot so that the toes are pointing toward the left. Walk the blocks back over to the front of the mat. You'll find yourself back into that beginning lunge, but this time we're going to drop the right foot and the heel all the way down. So we're setting up for warrior two legs here. Left foot's pointing forward, right foot is at a 45-degree angle off to the right. Use your core strength, lift up off of the blocks, lift the body up, and windmill the arms around, dipping into Warrior Two. So the hips are now squarely toward the right side of the mat. Take a look down and see if you can press that left knee a little bit more to the left. See if you can see your first toe or two on the left foot. Breathe here and feel as if your arms are being pulled in opposition from one another. So the back arm is being pulled back, the front arm is being pulled toward the front. Straighten that front leg, and we're going to bring the palms together as you inhale. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, Warrior Two. Bring the right arm around to meet the left. Draw the right foot forward and take a breath here in mountain pose. I inhale and calm body and mind. I exhale and smile. Draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. This time we'll take that left foot all the way back into our runner's lunge. So at the beginning here, we've got the hips facing toward the front of the mat. So they're square to the front in our lunge. Create that space in the spine. Bring the awareness to the core by drawing the navel up. Feel your strength here as you lift up through the left back thigh. Nice deep breath. And then we're going to walk the blocks around the other direction. So we're walking to the left, provided you did it the same way I did last time. And you can choose to use blocks, it's your choice. And then bring the hands or the blocks a little bit more forward, so we're actually stretching out that spine, again, as we did before. Create that space. Feet are now parallel to the ends of the mat. Inhale. Release and exhale. Place the right hand center underneath the head. Left hand comes into a T off the shoulder. Inhale and begin the rotation to the left, reaching those left fingertips toward the ceiling. Try to create space between the head and the shoulders. Try not to scrunch up your neck here. Breathe into that left side lung, all that space you've opened up. Exhale, bring the left hand back down. Inhale the right arm into a T off the shoulder. I have a crazy cat here, so hope that's not a distraction for you. And then begin your rotation toward the right. Getting that nice stretch all along, feeling the energy all the way from the left palm up toward the right fingertips. Exhale, release down. And then we're going to actually bend the elbows backward. You can bring the hands back a little bit further as we create more of a fold and allow the head to just drop down in between the hands. All right, now we're going to walk the hands back toward the front of the mat again. Bring those blocks back with you. Pivoting on the right foot so that the right toes are now pointing forward. Left foot is at that angle. Draw your strength up through your core, lift up off of the blocks, windmill the arms back, and we'll find ourselves in Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Externally rotate that right inner thigh. Take a look down, see if you can see the toes on the right foot. Hips are now square toward the left side of the mat. Breathe here, stable and strong. Bring that smile back to your face. And then we'll inhale, straighten the front right knee, bring the palms together. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, warrior two. Bring that left arm around to meet the right. Slide that left foot forward. And once again, we'll take a breath in mountain pose. All right, from here, we're going to bring our weight and attention into the left leg. We're going to draw the right leg up, coming into tree pose with the right foot reaching in toward the left leg, either above or below the knee. Externally rotate that right knee out to the right. See if you can get a nice opening in the hips. And then as you're ready, first draw the arms into a T off the shoulder. Lift up through the crown of the head. Feel your stability. Root down through that left foot. And then draw the hands up and overhead. Growing those branches of the tree, opening the fingers widely. Bring the arms down in front, and if you can, try to stay on that balanced leg. Take the right foot out of tree. Bring your arms to the side for stability. And then see if you can straighten that right leg out front. So we're pressing the foot forward and straightening the leg. This is Padangusthasana. This is not an easy pose. Feel free to bring that foot down anytime you're ready, or we'll all meet back in mountain together. All right, on the other side, bring the balance and bring the attention into the right leg. Draw that energy up and lock down the core. Come into your tree pose on this side. Lifting the foot wherever it's best for you, above or below the knee. Draw the arms first into a T off the shoulder. Create your balance here. Draw up through the crown of the head. And then as you're ready, if you would like, you can grow those branches higher. Opening the fingers widely, smiling at the sun, feeling that vitality and life. And then bring the hands down in front. We're going to release the left leg. See if you can challenge yourself by staying on that balanced foot. And then we're going to draw that leg forward, pressing through with the heel. So the left leg is now pressed out front. And then lower that leg all the way down. Whew. I'm always good until we get to this position. And that's really hard to do without a strap or without something to hold it up. So maybe that was easy for you. If it was hard for you though, it was hard for me too. All right, from here, we are going to make sure that you've got your blocks back in the front because we're going to definitely use those for one more sequence here. So we're going to step back with the right foot, dipping into that front left knee once again. So we're setting up for warrior two once again with the legs. And in warrior two, fun fact, or just an alignment point, the heel of the front foot is meant to come back and intersect with the arch of the right foot. This ensures that the hips are nice and square to the right side. So if you can't get there 100%, it's fine. I'm just telling you that this is the alignment that you're aiming for so that the hips are open to the right. All right, so let's lift the arms out. Create that warrior two once again. Inhale up, feel strong. We're going to inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the hands together like we did before. But this time we're going to keep the front leg straight. Drop the arms down, and then we're going to reach out with those left fingers. Reach as far forward as you can And then begin to windmill the arms down, finding that shin, block, or mat, whichever works best for you, to see if you can move into your triangle. Now, keep in mind, these blocks are awesome because they can be stacked 2 at a time. They can create any height that you need to provide that alignment. So there doesn't have to be one block, it can be a lot of variations of 2. You're still getting the benefit of this beautiful pose. All right, from here, come back up, bring the arm around, and step back forward. All right, one more side, we'll move into triangle on the other side. Inhale the arms up. We're going to step back with the left foot this time. Set up for your warrior 2 legs. Check your alignment while you have a moment here. Make sure you've got your blocks in place the same way you did before. And then bring the arms out. Take a breath in this strong warrior pose. And then we'll inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the hands together, and leave that front leg straight as we bring the arms back out. And then begin reaching forward, reaching. And then when you've reached that end point, begin to windmill the arms down into your triangle pose. So the sides of the body are nice and open. Your hips are square to the left. A lot of stretching going on here. Hold your core strong. One more breath. Bring that smile back to your face. And then reach up. We'll draw the left arm around, fold the left leg forward, and come back to the front of the mat. All right, well that was our peak today. So we're going to inhale, begin to flow down a little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Let's step back for one more downward facing dog. Just letting everything get one more stretch out here. And then bring the knees forward. Widen those knees as much as you like, and let's drop down into happy baby, blissful balasana. Breathe in and calm body and mind. I breathe out and I smile. Send that smile all through the body. Be so grateful for your practice and send that compassion for yourself to your heart. All right, come forward. We're going to come down to our seat and do just a little bit more with the hips before we completely move into Shavasana. We're going to take the left foot and place it in the inner right thigh, almost like you were creating a tree pose in a seated position. And then we're going to inhale, draw the arms up, reach high, and create that hinge action once again. As you hinge forward, whether it's a little or a lot, keep the back nice and straight, and then the hands will just naturally come down wherever that first stopping place is. If you feel like the back may be rounded, you may want to back up a little bit, create it as flat as you can, and then once again begin to fold directly from the hinge point in the hips. Now for some of us it may be folding forward just a few inches. Others who have more open hamstrings and hips maybe go farther down. Listen to your body. Honor your body for where it is today. So is a great stretch for the back of the knee, as well as the hips. Inhale, come all the way back up, and we'll set up for the other side on, this is Chandrasursasana. So create your seat, draw the energy up, hold the torso in, arms come up and overhead, and then begin your fold. Again, a little or a lot. Depends on where you are and which day it might be. Maybe tomorrow you fold more, maybe less. Just take care to go slowly. We don't want to overstretch the lower back. We're trying to protect that back by holding everything in alignment. But wherever you feel the resistance, send your breath to that area. Actually wrap your mind around visualizing the resistance and where it is. And then breathe. All right, inhale, draw the hands back, come back up to a seated position. We're going to do one little twist here before we go all the way down. Take the left foot and bring it, fold it under and bring that foot close to the right thigh. The right leg, you don't have to get all into a pretzel here, but the right leg can either come out front and the foot can be somewhere near the front of the left knee, or if you're a little more twisty, you can bring it around to the other side. That'll be more of a rotation on those hips, so just go wherever, whatever depth feels right to you. So once you've got your legs in place, you're going to take the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Bring the right hand behind the body, press down just in the center of the back. Press down so that you can lift up through the heart, create that space in the spine, and then begin a little bit of a twist toward the right. Just go slowly. Don't ever go to the farthest place that you think that you can go in the twist. Always go one step at a time. And with each breath, discern where that edge is for you. Eventually, you may be able to look over that right shoulder. May just be slightly to the side, so it's all a matter of relative degree. Inhale, unwind and come back to center. We'll set up on the other side, bringing the right foot close to the left hip. The left foot now comes either in front of or maybe just beyond the right knee. Draw your energy up. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand comes behind and presses down into the mat in the center of the back. Begin your process here of slowly moving to the left, a little at a time. Try to smile to yourself as you come back around. It's just amazing what that can do to your state of mind. It may feel silly to do while you're on your own in a room by yourself, but it has actual therapeutic effects. A couple more breaths here. All right, unwind, come back to center. Unwind those legs. Let's just do a little windshield wiper back and forth. Kind of an intense stretch for the hips too, so just work it out. And then we're going to go ahead and roll all the way down, releasing onto the back. Oh, that's good. We did a lot of standing poses today, a lot of stretches. Hope that felt good. I'm going to bring my feet up and actually go into Ananda Balasana, Happy Baby. And if you can reach up, you might want to grab either the shins Or maybe bring the hands to the ankles. Or if your hips are nice and flexible and open, you may be able to drop the knees and reach up to the outside of the feet. Either way, try to find some stillness here. Try to stretch out that spine and feel as much of the spine as you can on the mat. So pressing down through the lower lumbar spine, reaching that tailbone forward, and then also pressing down through the thoracic spine and stretching the neck as well. Just stay here in stillness for a couple of breaths. And then if you want to create a little movement, if it feels intuitive to you, that you'd like to kind of rock back and forth, give yourself a little massage. Or you can even hug the knees into the chest, whatever feels best for you. Let's take a hand on top of each knee, and we're going to circle the knees out to the sides, push them forward, and then draw them up toward the heart. So just creating some nice, gentle circles through the hip joint by opening the knees widely and slowly. And then we can go the other direction, pushing the knees forward, out to the side, around to the front, forward, side, back, forward, side, back. All right, release the feet down. I'm going to slide the legs all the way down, setting up for a few moments here in Shavasana. Coming back, if you would, to that beautiful feeling of that smile pervading your entire body. And it all starts with that motion that you bring to the corners of your mouth. Allow your eyes to smile too. We've all had to learn how to smile with our eyes even more with all the use of the masks lately. So bring that little crinkle, that little twinkle and crinkle to your eyes. Inhale, I calm body and mind. As I exhale, I smile. Slow down your breathing, feel the effects of this practice, and just marinate in this beautiful, joyful feeling. Bridget, if that's you joining, we're actually in Shavasana. We started an hour ago. So I'll send you the recording. to draw that breath a little bit more meaningfully back into the body, drawing your attention and awareness back to the here and now. Perhaps circle the hands and ankles, wiggle your feet and toes. Just take your time to reemerge. As you're ready, rolling to one side or the other. Bringing yourself back into the seated position on the mat. Let's all share a smile together as we close our practice. Drawing the arms up, overhead, reaching upward, palms together, and then exhaling, hands to heart. As you smile to yourself, you become your own best friend. Connecting with this inner friend helps you feel grounded, settled, and stable, no matter what goes on around you. Finding this harmony cultivates contentment and peace. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.